began working with logarithms, we started with rearranging them into exponential form. And so, for example, log base 6 of 7, we could rewrite as 6 as the base, raised to some power, and we wanted to figure out what we would have to raise it to equal it to 7. Well, our beginning problems were easy to solve with guess and check, but in this case, I don't know what power of 6 gets me 7. I know the answer is not 1 because 6 to the first is just 6, and I know that it's not 2 because 6 to the second power is 36, so it must be somewhere in between there. We also realized we couldn't type in log base 6. We figured out we had a log button, but that was just log base 10, and we figured out we had natural log, but that was log base e. So we were out of luck until now. It turns out there's something called the change of base formula, which isn't really a formula, it's more of a process that we can use to do any logarithm, any base, using our calculator. And so let's take this, log base 6 of 7. The reason it's called the change of base formula is because I can change the base to be whatever I want it to be. So I can make the base 19 or 22 or 3, but what a really good idea to change the base to would be a base of 10, because then I can use the log button on my calculator. And so the way this works is we're going to change the base to 10. Notice there's no base written here because the base is 10. That 7 is going to go on the top of my fraction. I'm going to do log of 7. I'm going to divide it by log of 6. That base number is always in the bottom of a fraction. So as long as you're very careful with parentheses, like close off the parentheses after the 7, then divide by log of 6, it turns out that this can be used to evaluate any logarithm. So as we predicted, my answer is between 1 and 2. And I can check that this is right. Let's try it. Let's do 6 raised to the 1.09 approximately, and see if that comes out to be about 7. And sure enough, it does. Okay? And just to show you that the base can be anything we want it to be, let's try the same thing using natural log, a base of e. So once again, it would be the natural log of 7 on the top, and then divided by the natural log of 6, the base on the bottom, and you see we'll get the exact same thing. Our base can be anything we want it to be. Okay, so here's 2 that I want you guys to try. Go ahead and pause the video and just try it, make sure you can get these 2 answers. Let me show you maybe a quicker way to do these as well. This won't work for all of you out there, but it will work for some of you that have the TI-84 calculator with the new operating system. If you press the math button and then go to the bottom of that list, I'll just to go to the bottom, you may see this option. It's called log base. If you don't see it there, no big deal. You can always use change of base, but if you see it, watch how cool this is. It pops up with empty boxes for you to be able to type in whatever you want to type in. So for example, if I want to evaluate this one down here, I'm just going to use 0.5 instead of 1/2. I can just type in whatever I want to type in, and I'll get exactly what I want to get without having to use the change of base. So either one of those methods would be just fine for me to use. So now we're able to use our calculator to do any logarithm that we want.